Hi, it's Megan with AboveHerBeastStudio.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am excited because I'm going to show you a quick and simple scrapbook project layout. I already have some things prepped. I have some paper from We Are Memory Keepers. I picked this up at Crafts Direct when I was out in Minnesota. It's just a 6x6 paper pad and it's called Peep and it's really cute. It's very Eastery spring if you look at some of the patterns that are in here. This is one of the patterns that I cut up, and I also cut out some of these patterns here as well, and I just cut them using my Martha Stewart 3 butterfly punch. A very simple punch. I just went through and as quick and simple as day and night, you just went in and punched out 3 sets of these butterflies in each of the 2 patterns. So I mean, really just simple stuff. I used this paper and I cut it into strips. So I got some of these patterns from this piece of paper here. You can kind of see how it was all layered together. And I just cut it into tiny little strips in the color segments. So that's something really quick and simple that you can do at home. I cut out a few more butterflies from this paper and this yellow as well, just to have some variation. But you can really see, you know, just really cute stuff. The bunny rabbits and the eggs and the spring patterns. I love this paper here. I think that's really cute. That'd be cute on the front of a card if you kind of cut it off and then put your sentiment there. Cute little like peep looking bunnies, different kind of journalings, eggs, polka dots. So yeah, just really fun, bright, cheery stuff. And this is just the 6x6 pad, but it is available in a 12x12 too. These cards are really cute. They'd be great for journal tags in an album or even on the front of a card. So yeah, just a simple pad to pick up. And then I'm also using some craft cardstock, and this actually came from Crafty Scraps of Stuff. There is a store, and if you go to that store, they have this raw deal package, which is really cool. It's like $19 or $20 or something like that, and you get all kinds of stuff in there. And this is one of the pieces of craft cardstock that was included. It's like a thick cardboard, and I'm just using it as my scrapbook base for this project because I thought I might put this one in a frame for a little while. This picture is of my kids when we went to Disney just recently. We were given a free trip to Disney World and got to stay at a really nice hotel and everything, all for free, and it was so nice to get away as a family. So we just stayed for a couple days, and this is one of the pictures from there. So I'm using that, and then the only other thing I'm using is this lime twist. It's the Happy-Go-Lucky Together alphabet from My Mind's Eye. Very, very cute. This blue goes great, and I just thought, how perfect is this? So we're going to put this layout together really quick and simply, just using the Martha Stewart 3-in-1 butterfly punch. Here's all of my butterflies here. A couple strips of paper, and this is just some basic scrapbook inspiration for you. Both of these pieces of pattern paper were cut down to 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and then the other one was 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, so that it would fit my 4x6 photo that I printed out. If I wanted to do it like this, I can layer it up, but I think what I'm going to do is more of a fun little offset kind of thing like this. Alright, so that's a good way to give some variation to your scrapbook layouts instead of just doing a normal straight on matting. If you do some offset and go in an opposite direction, it just really gives a lot of interest and can really brighten up your pages and things like that. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start with my ATG gun, and I'm going to glue down kind of just in the middle here 2 little strips because I want to be able to fold up the edges as I need to put things underneath, because we're going to do a little bit of anchoring with the strips of paper. We want to make sure that the eye is kind of drawn to the photo and drawn to the elements that we want them drawn to, and not just looks like things are hanging out there in no man's land. So we'll start by putting those down, and then we'll put our photo on top. And you can pop dot your photo if you want. I've been really into pop dotting my photos recently on my layouts, just with 1/8 inch pop dots. I just feel like it really does draw the eye to what you want your eye to go to, which is the photograph that you're working with. Alright, so we have those down, and the reason why I left so much space and I just did those 2 strips, one, you don't need a ton of adhesive when you're using the ATG gun. You really, really don't. It really holds down very, very well without a lot of effort at all. So this is going to act sort of as my anchoring piece to kind of tie everything together just by putting these here. These flowers match the flowers here, and I'm just sort of tying things together, giving a little bit of space between and going across the page. So you can really just see your eye kind of just moves across the page when you do that. All right, so we'll glue them down. And choose strips of ATG. You don't need a ton, once again. Just sort of slide that in there. This one's going to go all the way against the edge. You don't have to feel like it has to go edge to tie together either. You can really just play with it and kind of see, you know, how it feels as you mess with it. I don't feel like there's an exact science to it. I think if you went to design school, they would tell you the science behind it. There are some basic design elements and principles that, you know, we can get into talking about a little bit more in another video, but really it's just coming down to drawing the eye to the photograph and making things kind of flow across your layout. So right now I'm using my Zig two-way glue, just because I want to have a little bit more workability here with what I'm doing. Let's see, I want this up here. See, this isn't, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, I'm just going to go on the corner there. And then, you know what, for this one, I'm going to grab my We Are Memory Keepers corner chopper. I'm going to do my 1/4 inch round setting, and if I just stick this in here like so, on each corner, I'm going to get a nice little rounded edge. Just like that. Again, I'll use my Zig 2A. Normally I use the squeeze and roll, but today what I had on my desk is the chisel tip. I used the chisel tip for something else I was working with. It just seemed to work better, and it's what I still have here, so I'm grabbing it. Sometimes you just grab what's there. I glued down that corner a little bit, just stuck my Zig underneath. Now that I have things in place, you can glue down the corners a little bit more if you're worried about them popping up. Not a really big deal, it just depends what you're doing. All right, so that's going to go there. And now I'm going to take my butterflies, and these are just going to be adorable, and they're going to go right up the sides here. I'm going to kind of do a back and forth kind of pattern with them, and I think we'll do it like this. Let's see, we'll do 3. I'm just going to kind of lay them on here and see how I want them to look. And then you can go back and mess with them and do whatever you want. So there's quite a few butterflies cut out, and I might not use them all, but you just sort of get a feel with what you want to do once you have them on your layout. And you could always use your Cricut. There's plenty of butterflies on many different cartridges, so you could just cut out 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch butterflies, and you can get pretty close to the same effect. Just by doing that. So you don't have to go out and buy a new punch. It was just one I had, and it's, you know, punches can be really easy, you know, if you have them, you know, just sitting around on your desk. They take a lot less time than pulling out your Cricut if you just want to do one element. The cool thing about these butterflies from the Martha Stewart punch is that if you fold them in the center and just glue right in the very center, you can get really cool dimension. And you can use pop dots and different things as well to pop dot the wings. But, you know, it's really cool to give just a little bit of interest to the page just by bending. You know, sometimes I think we really forget about the simplicity of just what a little bend or a little wrinkle can do for taking your elements and your pages to different levels, because, you know, it really doesn't take any effort, and it really just adds a lot to, you know, flowers that you cut out, or, you know, like these butterflies. Even the edges of paper that you're using for matting can be really, really jazzed up just with a little bit of a wrinkle or a bend or a tear. Okay, real quick, because I'm working with this, I'm going to show you guys something from the Rubber Cafe. This is called Pick 'em Up, I think, or Stick 'em Up? Stick 'em Up. It comes with a little wooden stick and this little tub here, and you just kind of rub your little stick right in here, and it is black, so you got to be careful with using it with light paper. It's really meant for using more with like rhinestones and things like that, but you can use it with paper, and I'm going to use it with paper right now because these little punches are really, so tiny. Really gorgeous line. You can just pick up things really quick. There's several different color palettes, and it releases really quickly into that glue. To that line, and I really do like it a lot. So I just picked this up, especially the navies and the fuchsias. Recently, Melissa at the Rubber Cafe shared this with me, and I thought it was really, really cool. So I got one, and really like it. So again, you want to be careful using it with lighter colored paper, but you absolutely can. And it really does release very quick and simple. So if you glue it down, it just saves your fingers. All right, so that quick and simple, all my butterflies are down. My layout is on its way to being completed. All I have to do is add my title, and if I want to add any journaling, which for this one I'm actually not really going to do any journaling. It's a pretty self-explanatory layout to me personally. Even though it's Pinocchio and it's Disney, I want it to more be about the kids. I mean, I know Pinocchio's in the background, but I wasn't really focused on that portion of this particular layout. So, or for this particular layout, I wanted to say Best Buds, and I'm just going to do that right across the top here using these letters, and I'm just going to grab an X-Acto knife. So be careful if you use an X-Acto knife at home that you don't cut yourself, but it just helps me place my letters pretty easily for this kind of smaller lettering and stickers. So you can just sort of peel up the corner and then grab it with your X-Acto knife, and you can see exactly where you want to place it. Once they're on, you can just press them down. I'm going to grab my light blue pearl pen from Viva Decor. Funny story, I was using this the other day and I clogged it because I didn't like tap the lid and then or place it upside down, and I didn't clear the lid or I didn't do anything with it, and it dried because I haven't used it in a while. And I know, shocker, I haven't used this Viva in a while because this is like my favorite color. Anyway, I squeeze it really hard, like trying to unclog it, and it shot, like literally like shot like a geyser straight up. I still have pearl pen on my ceiling, and I found that it actually like exploded and hit my one overlay and everything on my Cricut, and I didn't realize it, so it dried on there. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, so you want to be careful. If a pearl pen does clog up, just grab a pin or something. I mean, you can unclog them very, very easily. And the caps actually do come off, the lids come off, so you can wash them and clean them out if you ever have a problem. So don't do what I did. Learn from my hastiness of just trying to be done. It's kind of funny. Anyway, all right, so I'm using my pearl pen to give a little bit of movement to just a few of the butterflies here and there. You can do that just by adding a simple line or pattern of dots and just sort of swirl them around. And you can really control the size of the dots that you use. So I recommend starting larger and then going a little bit smaller as you come around. And it just gives a really beautiful look. And it looks like you hand placed, you know, all of these tiny little rhinestones or pearls. And instead of going out and buying all these rhinestone flourishes and everything else, you can just do them really quick and simple with these pearl pens. So I know I say quick and simple a lot, but I do because that's the way I like things. I like to do things quickly. I know many of you do too. I have the 2 kids at home, 2 and a 3-year-old. So I don't have a ton of time to sit and just create like I want to. While I do take obviously a lot of time for it because it is my passion, what I love to do. I like to get a lot done. So doing beautiful things just like this layout, it really didn't take much time at all, but there's a lot happening here and there's a lot of color, and it's a great way to preserve the memory. So I hope that this gives you some inspiration and that it helps you to be able to go out and create some beautiful things of layouts and pictures that you have at home. So have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you guys again very, very soon at AboveRubyStudio.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.